Welcome, everybody, to this Cancer full moon. I am Amber J, source, goddess, and creator of the Signature Spark program. Spark is self-care, prosperity, relationships, and community and contribution. We'll have a new Spark 30-day coming up in February after we do. And this is the official announcement, the Wild Woman 3-day challenge. Who went to the last one? All right, we're gonna stir up our potent power, activate our magnetism inside of us to call in what we truly desire in our life, but not from doing, from the being. Can I get an amen? Hallelujah. So we're doing that the 25th, 26th, 27th of January. So join me for that. It's totally free. The link is in my Instagram Linktree bio, and I hope to see you there. It's a great way to start out our new year, as well as we will be doing the full moon, the full kit and caboodle ceremony on this Friday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern. That is exclusive for tribe members. So hop in and become a tribe member. You can join for $1, or you can grab the whole year for $188, which we have the bonus self-guided goddess process, which is a 4 weeks of content to walk you through as part of that. So bargains, deals. And that is no joke for this Cancer moon. So let me get right into this Cancer full moon. So first of all, it's a full moon. We all know it happens in a full moon. The full moon illuminates our path. It creates clarity in what's working and what's not working. What's interesting about this full moon is we are sliding right into Mercury Retrograde, basically the exact same time. So communication can be murky. Things that we thought were crystal clear or handled may need more communication. There may be miscommunication, missteps. I backed up my computer last night. And it's an opportunity for some grace and requesting clarity. And what's interesting, so we have all, and on top of this, we have Venus in retrograde. So Venus is our relationships, old relation, and retrograde spinning backwards. So guess what? Old relationships pop up. And if you've been with me any length of time, you know that that always happens for me during Mercury retrograde. And then with Venus on top, I just don't even know what relationships are going to show up in this period of time. And it begs the question, right? I don't look at that as negative at all anymore. I look at it as, first of all relationships are cyclical, and we have choice in this lifetime, in this human beingness. Do we choose to go back into that relationship knowing that you're a different person and they're a different person, and people get to evolve, people get to change? And or did I already learn that lesson and now can hold them in compassion and love? That's the question to ask yourself. Do I want to go there again? Is there something for me to learn or experience? Is there something for me to, for them to learn or experience from me, from who I be as this ever evolving, transforming being? And I get to choose whether that is and because we're in this conversation, we know we have the choice, right? And we are conscious beings. We're not just victim or at the effect of the universe, of others, of circumstance. We can be at the effect of how our life unfolds, the relationships we allow in, the boundaries we create, the love we create, the possibility that's there. You know, how many people have come into our lives at the wrong time, right? The timing was off, and then they circle back around. That's what's possible in Mercury in retrograde too. Old loves can come back around, and maybe the timing is right now. And maybe it's not. So, you know, that's your choice. This is the last moon of the lunar year, which I did not realize. So sometimes this Cancer moon falls in December. This one falls in January. So it's beckoning us to reflect on our transformation from 2021. And I know from anybody who's been on this journey with us, there has been a lot of transformation. The opportunity with this full moon is to celebrate it and to note what we have incorporated in our life, incorporating what we have learned. You know, one of the things we do in Women on Fire now, which is starting today, this whole new, although people can join at various times throughout, but we're starting fresh in the mastermind, and we are on for 3 months, and then we take a month off to integrate. So the opportunity is to integrate, to look at the lessons we've learned, the growth we've had, the transformation that has unfolded for us, and to implement it into our life, to integrate it. It's one thing to learn it and then to move on to the next thing, right? Do you know those people who are always like learning, and then not applying the learnings into their life? So this is a reminder, an opportunity to, whoa, Nelly, to slow down and to take the time to say, am I integrating this learning? Okay, I learned this, cool. And what am I going to do with it? How is it going to be in my life? The other thing that is happening right now with all the retrogrades, the full moon, all the things, is we're actually conjunct with Pluto, which is the planet of transformation. And it's asking us to check in on our relationship with transformation. So who here, you know, raise your hand, your digital hand, your virtual hand, your energetic hand. Who here has said, oh, I don't like change. Change, right? I fight change. I don't want change. I have a problem with change. I hear it all the time. It's very much a cultural thing. And this conjunct Pluto is asking us to check in as we become evolved beings, knowing that change is inevitable. Transformation is inevitable. We can either go with ease and flow, or we can go kicking and screaming. Which do you choose? Which do you choose? Am I going to fight this, or am I going to embrace it? And do we have a belief that transformation has to be painful? Or can transformation open up the door? Like Laura was just talking about, our life can change on a dime. You can meet the love of your life. You can get that job or career opportunity. Oprah could pick up your book. You know, what are the things that could unfold? My friend Ada was talking about how she met Willow down at Art Basel, and I have no doubt Willow knows Oprah, right? Like, so what are the connective tissues that are unfolding? And then what I feel in my energetic body, am I willing to receive it? Do I feel worthy of that transformation? If the love of my life showed up, am I willing to receive that love? Am I willing to receive the abundance or success, step fully into the embodiment of my talents, my artistry, whatever that looks like for you? So all questions to stir the pot It is an opportunity to embrace who we are with the feeling, who we are with our feelings, being with ourself and at peace in this transformational moment and reflection. All right, the focus that here we're into the 5 things. That was just my preamble, y'all. We ain't even gotten into the 5 things. So with that, the focus is home. It's turning inward. There's been a lot of talk, I find, about the new year, new you, and forcing versus it's winter. Winter is inward. It's staying home. It's staying warm and cozy and reflective, moving a little slower, moving with intention, because if you don't, you'll freeze to death outside, kind of vibe. You picking up what I'm putting down? So the opportunity is to stay home, is to come back to home, this physical body that is our home at this time and space. So number 1 is tired. We are tired. And it's definitely that vibe of coming in hot to the new year. I know I really got the smackdown. I hope I've finally integrated and taken on this lesson of less doing, more being, of my value is not tied to my doing. I wanted so hard to prepare for the new year over the holiday. I had chosen not to travel, to not be with my family. I had been with them over Thanksgiving. I was going to be at home. I was going to be able to set up my space. I was going to purge and let go and cleanse the space. And my body said, no, ma'am, you are going to sit your butt down and you are going to surrender. Like, really, the word is surrender. And coming into the new year, I had those Sunday terrors of coming into January 3rd, thinking I got to come in hot, because for so many years, that is, I got to get in front of it. I got to get into this new year. I'm going to miss out if I don't come in with all guns a-blazing. And I am clear that January and February for me, and I ask this of you, are months where I get to, things are happening, don't get me wrong, things are unfolding. I'm not just laying in bed, but I don't have to do it at a breakneck pace. I don't have to do it at the expense of my health and my well-being. I do what I can in the space of time, and I rest, I connect, I go inward, I create crystal grids, which I will show you later. I created a crystal grid for our Women on Fire, and I'm going to create one for our Wild Women as well. It's asking us a question, do you feel safe in your environment? Do you feel safe in your body? Do you feel safe in your relationships? Or if I am always on high alert, no wonder I am tired. So in particular, this full moon is a nurturing, Cancer, reflective new moon. Full moon. The invitation is to create, if you haven't, in all the times we have been in full moon and new moon ceremonies, this full moon in particular is asking you to create a sacred, safe space, an altar, a closet where you can go into, a place that is your safe space where you get to be you with you. You won't be interrupted. You're not people having whatever comments or ideas that they're putting on your space, a place where you feel safe. that you can relax into you being you with you and your feelings and emotions and whatever's coming up for you. And in this environment is where you also in that safety. And that's number one, is finding safe space where you can finally let your shoulders down. In fact, just take a deep breath right now. Like, how often during the day do we find our shoulders up to our ears, that we're holding so much protection and tension and readiness that we don't get to surrender, that we're not in our full relaxed comfort beingness, all that I am. So do you feel safe finding a way to create safety in your world, in your being, in your practice, in your safe, sacred space? Allowing parts of you to shed. And this is a theme throughout, is you have come so far. As we reflect on the transformation that we have made over the past year, what am I still like, what mask or I want to say way of being, it's not what I really want to say. What role, ROLE, role am I playing for others still, even though that is not who I truly am? Woo! Dang it, that's a hot one, right? Like with my family, with my coworkers, with the community, whatever that is, right? You are not the same person you were last January. I mean, I don't think this comes as a shock to you. However, it may come as a shock to others around you, especially if they haven't been around you. I mean, we have been potentially closed up and not clearly interacting with people the same as we have been in the past. And they may be expecting a different person to show up, right? The old version of you. And so do you get to shed those role playing masks or costumes that you wore? That was you. It was you at that time, right? I'm that's not good, bad, right, or wrong. And who are you today? So shedding those parts of you, those masks, that role playing that we did in the past, that is no longer you. Releasing. Full moons are full of releasing. We'll do that in the full moon ceremony on Friday. We'll see if we burn or rip things out or dance out our anger. There will be a process, an experiential process in order to release. Notice what gets to be released in this full moon. It's also asking us to notice our food intake. Are we, I know while I was sick, and I'm still in the habit of it, let me just be honest, is eating sugar. I wasn't eating sugar. I'm back to eating sugar again. And that's been a comfort food and it's been real fun, but it's time to, check myself. Boo. What am I putting into my body and how is that showing up in my energy, in my clarity of thought, in my reaction as opposed to responding? I know my reactions were hot. I was coming in hot. Second chances are available to you is Mercury in retrograde. So the opportunities are coming back around. Just notice. And is that in alignment with who you are today? Is that something you may have wanted 5 years ago? Like somebody offers you some fancy job, but it's in an office and it's no longer in alignment with who you are after a pandemic, after transformation, after you have stepped into your talents, where you've taken the time to slow down long enough to truly tap into what your heart desires, who you're meant to be on the planet at this time, and how the expression of these talents live in the world. So, opportunities may come back around, just notice, and are they in alignment? And if so, then embrace them and be in the creative energy of Mercury retrograde. The cool thing about Mercury retrograde is it's a creative time. It's a great time to vision and to think outside the box and to bat around ideas. And then when Mercury comes out of retrograde and retrograde, you can lock down the details, map them out. We'll be in the middle of February, the end of February, coming into spring, and can map out our plans, put stakes in the ground, and go to town. Number 2, no more doing, more being. No doing, more being. This is my theme. This is the theme of all. This is the through line of all our teachings. It's what we come back to, that, we just live in a society, and especially this time in our evolvement, so many women broke the glass ceiling, went and did all the things. We're Wonder Women, Power Women. And I'm speaking from the divine feminine because that's that's the embodiment I am. And that's the experience I had. We all have divine feminine in us and divine masculine. And I know for me, I've overdeveloped my divine masculine, frankly, my toxic masculine muscles, and into being a doer, and that my value is tied to my doing, and shifting out of that, finding that, stepping into my queendom, into my beingness, that me, who I be, is enough. Me and the divine feminine being on the planet is enough. Does that mean I don't do anything? No. Does it mean I get to not fill every moment of my day with busyness and doing it all myself? That's the ding, ding, ding. Requesting support from others, being in tribe, leaning into my family, my partner, my coworkers, my community, as opposed to you don't get some special award at the end of the day because you did it yourself. And we talk about this a lot in all of these circles, is as how I'll speak from how I place more value if I did it myself, if I struggled and accomplished it myself, versus what if it was ease and flow and I did it in community? For some reason, if someone helped me get there, it didn't have as much value. Not the truth. Not the truth. I'm telling you right here and right now. I told you of the situation of our golf tournament where a big celebrity, we wanted a big celebrity to contribute. And one of our board members made a call and closed $10,000 and this big celebrity with a text message, and how we devalued that because it didn't come directly from us. No, it had the same value. We got the same result. We got the $10,000 and we lived in our vision. And it gets to be easy like that. We get to be supported. Number 3, forgiveness. Forgiveness. Who do you get to forgive in this full moon? Lean into the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. I forgive you. Thank you. I feel like that's out of order. The Ho'oponopono prayer for those. And was it Laura who was saying, like, our friends know when we're doing the Ho'oponopono prayer? They're like, are you doing that? I don't feel mad at you anymore. Like, it really shifts the energy connection or energy between you and whoever is in the forgiveness. This may be a past relationship. It may be some friction that's happening now. It may be the global condition, you know, it may be someone outside of yourself, but forgiveness. And it's not about letting that other person off the hook if they did something, you know, to you, or in a something that harms you or puts you in harm's way. It is not about letting them off the hook. It's as we say, you swallowing the poison and expecting them to die. You get to not swallow the poison. Right? You could take the poison out of your body, because when we are sitting in anger, frustration, fault, we create dis-ease in our bodies. We create stuckness that can manifest in illness and accidents and things that can sabotage us for something that is outside of us. So forgiveness, forgiveness, forgiveness. Number 4, be open to healing information. Open up to new information that spirit gives us. You may be getting some flipping downloads right now. You may be getting new information. Write it down, write it down, write it down. Did you hear me? I said, write it down. What should we do? Write it down. Write down what comes through you. And that may be at 3 a.m. when spirit is talking. It may be as you are walking your dog or driving your car, you know, those meditative states that we get into. And that's when spirit can get in those cracks, right? Let the sunshine in, let the information in, write it down. You may not understand what it means right now. Write it down. The information will unfold as it unfolds. And number 5, have you forgiven yourself? It's asking us to work with Archangel Raphael. The color is emerald to work with. How can I take in the forgiveness inside of me? The theme is dramatic healing effect. Things that we thought were going to be our story, our burden, our affliction throughout life can heal like this, right? We talk about things can change on a dime. The opportunity in this moon is when I forgive myself, when I am clear on my boundaries, when I shed the old role I was playing, when I feel safe in my body, when I create a safe space for myself, dramatic healing can happen for myself and for the collective, for the I, the we, and the all. Spiritual energy supplying you in healing. Tune into the info you are downloading. If there was a piece of you that feels lost, this full moon illuminates. It's always been there for you. That's a good one, right? This full moon, sit with it, sit with it, sit with it. Get quiet, get calm, tune in. However you do that, whether you do a Laura Saltman, what's it called? Insight timer, whether you come to a Jess Reiki session, whether you come to our full moon ceremony in Tribe, sit with this. This is an opportunity to heal, to reflect, to get the downloads, to illuminate the path, and for forgiveness in all dimensions. It's really a cleaning up in all dimensions. How are you seeing yourself this year? I asked this question last week. The question is, what was the question that 2021 answered? What is the question 2022 will answer? That's a pondering. That's a prompt for you to sit with. And then again, this Cancer full moon beckons you to create a sacred, safe space for yourself. That is the 5 things you need to know about this Cancer full moon. I hope you will join us in the big ceremony at the Just Join Tribe, and you can have access. It is exclusive to tribe members. And I want to open it up for, what do you reflect? What landed for you? What resonated? Let's open it up for your questions, reflections.